How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into season 3, episode 13 of NAISB. We apologize for it being a little bit later than usual, it being Monday night instead of Monday morning, but it is what it is. My name is Reagan Harrell, former OK punter at Weber International. That is former All American shortstop at Carly Fitzer. And this is the number one softball dog in the world, Marsh. Look at him. He's going to the mic and everything. He knows what it
Mr.
is.
Undefeated.
Mr. Undefeated, 6-0. He is 6-0. He's ready to get down. Go ahead, Bubba. You're good. Good job. He is 6-0, Carly. Absolutely generational run. He will have a bracket filled out. We are going to work on that tomorrow. He and I are going to work on a bracket. Might actually, might as well just video it. Everything else he touches turns to gold. So we may video it, post it on our YouTube. But first, Carly, let's talk about what we're going to go over this episode. We're going to talk about some stats. So quick shout out to Connor Darnell, our graphics guy, and Hope Quinones, our graphics intern at Houston Victoria. They cooked up. They cooked up some fire. Good job by them. That was a fun little project this morning, getting all those wrapped up. Shout out to the NAIA website for providing all of that. Carly, but Carly, with these stats, the stats graphics and everything at the top, what stood out to you? Any names or anything? And by the way, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go to NAISB underscore on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure y'all are sharing all of that. And also subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. It's massive, massive, massive for what we are trying to build here. And if you haven't today, tell somebody about NAISB. Tell somebody about the number one college softball podcast, weekly plays and downloads in America. Come on, we are growing the game, Carly. Let's hey, we're not
Bro
asking for
us.
money. Bro us. We're not asking yet for money. We're not asking for donations. We are simply asking subscribe to the YouTube, comment on the YouTube, comment right now. If you're watching on YouTube, I want you to comment right now. What was your number one takeaway from the early season stat leaders? Carly, what was your number one takeaway?
I think my number one would be the stolen bases category. Kenzie Chambers with 33 swiped bags for Houston Victoria is huge. Creates a lot of ruckus on the bases.
Yeah.
Causes a lot of havoc for the defense. And I think 33 at this point in the season's insane. I'd like to see where she'll get.
Yeah, even coming into the year, Kenzie Chambers, shortstop for Houston Vic, was definitely up there for the Golden Spike Award. She's got a little bit of a lead now. Macy Rover from Ottawa at 29 behind her. I think Fiona Crane at St. Xavier is somebody that we'll see deep in the postseason making an impact. We talked about some of the big bats that follow her that are, well, with her getting on and getting in scoring position there at the top of the lineup. It's why we're seeing some St. Xavier players kind of emerge around her also at the top of the stats categories. But yeah, no, that was one that stood out. I mean, Morgan Yeater for Indiana Wesleyan batting 600 is definitely crazy. Montreat, Victoria Alcantar, got tipped the cap to her. She was the ace, the starter for Montreat last year, and right now she leaves the country with 5 saves. Ayla Davies from Southern Oregon has 4, and then there's 4 players tied with 3, and then like 30 players tied with 2 after that. Of course, closer not a major role in college softball, but I just mentioned Ayla Davies there. She's got 4 saves, which is, obviously is second, Carly. But then Davies, freshman, she's fourth in ERA with a .73. She's tied for first in wins with Anna Toon at 13. She's fourth in strikeouts with 105. And then with whip, she's fourth again at .71. Not bad for a freshman. The only freshman showing up on the stats like this. Then other than that, sticking with pitching, Annalise leading the way with ERA and WHIP. And then, I mean, no surprises there. But Sammy Bradshaw from Graceland, probably not who I would have had with having the strikeout lead at 112 right now. Riley Warts from friends Annalise Davies and Anna Toon with 101. I'll join her north of the century mark. And you got Bailey Selvage at Benedictine right behind them with 99. I wouldn't say strikeouts or anything's crazy with the strikeouts right now before we get in conference play, but you look at Bradshaw, Warts, Jarvis, Davies, Toon, and Selvage, definitely some names that could get around that prestigious 200 to 250 mark, maybe even a couple of them. I look at, obviously Jarvis at 107 as they get deeper into the season. Definitely Wirtz in the KCAC. Bradshaw have a little bit more work cut out for in the Heart of America's conference play, but definitely some that could get up to 300 strikeouts. But again, shout out Connor and Hope making those graphics for us. But other than that, so our man Marsh was, like we said, he went to 6-0. We don't have a game of the week yet. So again, hey, YouTube comment section, if you want your game to be Marsh's matchup, and look, if he picks you, pretty good chance you're gonna win. I mean, so far he's 6-0. So far he's 6-0. So we will definitely be looking at some for this weekend. But comment who y'all think should be Marsh's matchup. But let's talk about last week's Marsh's matchup. Carly, what a series. St.
Yeah.
Thomas, a little shaky preseason. They had a tough preseason. They wanted to get some of those big top 25 games wins facing the Crossroads League, but they faced Coastal Georgia in Brunswick. And Carly, you gotta love what you're seeing from the Bobcats right now.
I do. Yeah. I mean, Coastal Georgia kept them on their toes. Two really close games, but St. Thomas finding a way to get those early wins in their conference it's huge.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, two just absolute pitchers duel to start it off on Friday, and then on Saturday, just a crazy game where St. Thomas gets up 8 runs early. Coastal Georgia comes back, but let's talk about them. Game one, St. Thomas takes down Coastal Georgia 2-0. It was scoreless until the top of the fifth inning when Victoria Navarro hit a sac fly to right field, scoring Bianca Palacios that puts St. Thomas up one. Caitlin Martinez would hit a solo shot. As a team, this is one of the most powerful lineups in NAIA softball down in Miami Gardens, and you scored 2 runs for Anna Toon. Like her chances. You like Toon's chances. Like we said, she is tied with Ayla Davies with 13 wins in the NAIA softball world right now. And if we had done innings pitch, she would have been right up there as well. Talking with Coach Gutierrez, she is one of those pitchers that kind of ages like fine wine out in the circle. Carly, she just gets better as the week goes and as the season goes. And I'll keep reminding people this was a team that went to Klamath Falls and was very close to booking a trip to Columbus. I talked with a coach that traveled down and played St. Thomas earlier this week, Carly, and they said that St. Thomas is 100% the real deal. And I said, Coach, I could not agree with you more. Still stand on St. Thomas will be a team that will be making a deep postseason run, and if they're able to produce runs and tune his own, he can beat anybody in the country. But hey, credit to Coastal Georgia. Game two, again, another pitcher's duel. Great game. St. Thomas wins it 1-0. Again, scoreless heading into the fifth inning. And Kayla Martinez, again, a single scoring Maya Achenbach. No, advancing Maya Achenbach, apologies, and then scoring Natalie Kopikova to put the Bobcats up 1-0. But this time, it was Victoria Navarro earning the victory, going 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, no runs. Now, when Victoria Navarro, who is a fine number 2 pitcher for them, Carly, if we get in postseason play and she's able to eat some big innings, where we could possibly see a situation where, say, St. Thomas is a 2 seed facing a 3 seed, and they decide to throw Victoria for 3 innings and then throw Tune for 4, secure a win, and then boom, the next day have Tune fresh, ready to go for a 1 seed. That's terrifying to think about. And
Yeah.
don't think this St. Thomas team is too far away from being a number 1 seed, Carly, because you got to think they just swept Coastal Georgia. If they can do something similar against Southeastern, keep pace in the Sun Conference, and then win the Sun Conference tournament, I don't know about you, but to me, that does sound like a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
But before we talk about game 3 of this, with St. Thomas won 11-8, while I'm hyping up the Sun Conference, I know, shocker, right? Let's talk about a conference that we're going to be talking a lot more of, Carly, and it's this one right here.
Yep. Friends over in the heart of America.
That's right. We have partnered with them for this year. Obviously, it's something we have talked about. We did the preseason with them, and we are also doing something pretty cool. It's going to be a series of the week during the regular season. I'll be up in Cedar Rapids covering the Heart of America tournament for the postseason. But from this week on, and it'll be on Wednesday, or I mean, we'll record on Wednesday. It'll be coming out on Thursday, but we'll be doing the Heart of America series or games of the weekend. So we're going to start off with Mount Mercy against Benedictine. The way that's going to work, we'll obviously be posting stuff on social media, but Carly and I will be doing an in-depth breakdown of these series each week on Wednesday evening for 5-10 minutes. Then we'll send it over to our good friends over at the Heart, Commissioner Nick Rule doing a phenomenal job, and one of the best in the business, Tyler Price, will be getting those videos and posting them to the Heart of America YouTube page. So we have a little crossover content there. So really excited for that. But now jumping back into my conference, the Sun Conference. So we have 1-0, and then we have 2-0 on Friday. So of course we have an 11-8 game on Saturday. St. Thomas jumped all over Coastal Georgia early, taking a 9-1 lead into the third. Coastal Georgia would chip away and come back, but it was one of those games where St. Thomas kind of always kept them at arm's distance. Again, Maya Akinbaku, Carly, we've been mentioning her a good bit, the right
We have.
fielder for the Bobcats. She goes 3 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. She plays a good right field from what I've seen from her over, gosh, the last 4 years. Yeah, it's kind of getting to that point, Carly, where freshman Sun Conference players I saw as freshmen are now becoming seniors and graduating, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm getting old. Gabby Gilbert goes 3 for 4, a pair of RBIs and a double, and then the big name of the offseason, who we have not talked a lot about, Isabella Andujar. She gets a pinch hit solo shot. Carly, she'd been dealing with a little stuff in the offseason, injury wise. She's starting to get back into the groove of things. And you, again, if you don't remember her, we deemed her the number 1 transfer in all of NAIA softball, even over Jordan Ball transfer into Indiana Wesleyan, because she was a D2 All-American at Charleston, a 15 homer, 15 double, 350 batting average, with postseason experience kind of kid. Carly, if she continues to get better, and you add her to that lineup with Maya, with Gabby, with BP, and we talked about Anna too. We can't in the
Hey, she can
circle.
hit too.
She can hit some tater tots, y'all. And I would be seriously concerned if I was a team that gets a draw of St. Thomas as a 2 or a 1 or whatever. They can absolutely find themselves in Columbus, and people will wonder how can a team like St. Thomas, play well in the postseason. Do they have the experience? Or get the little tidbit about J.C. Gutierrez taking the St. Thomas men's, almost said men's softball, the St. Thomas baseball team to as an head assistant to the final in Lewiston, where they play in front of thousands of thousands. So I'm sure it's something they'll be able to get going. It's a great group. It's a veteran group. But Carly, moving on to another team that's been a great veteran group that's been solid this year, Missouri Baptist. I know they got the game 1 win. I know you kept up with that a little bit more today. So talk to us about that DH with Missouri Baptist and Central Methodist.
Yeah, game one was a lot closer. 6-5, Mobap would take it. CMU scored 5 in the fourth to go ahead 5-2. But Mobap would respond with a big fourth inning of their own in the bottom half of that inning. Michaela Johnson with a triple and 2 RBIs. Miranda Ladson, 2 RBIs of her own. Allison Lagraf was 2 for 3 on the day, scoring 2 of their runs. And then Brooklyn Fisher in the circle, giving up 8 hits, 5 earned runs, and striking out 7. Now, game
Now,
two,
Carly, you kind of saw my face there because I genuinely I had no idea what happened in game two at all until I scrolled down on the document I saw. But okay, Central Methodist, I see you. I see you.
yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen someone kind of do this to Mobap and CMU doing it at
Yeah.
the right time. 5 innings, 12-0 win. They recorded 15 hits to Mobap's four. Lauren Hill going a perfect 3 for 3 with 3 runs, two doubles, a home run, and three RBIs. Daly Garland with three RBIs of her own and a double going 2 for 3 on the day. And then Jolie Kreider and Liz Palumbo each leave the yard and record two RBIs of their own. And then Haley Cotter would get the win in the circle, 5 innings, 4 hits, and just walking one. No strikeouts, but defense was pretty much perfect on the day. So big win for CMU there.
Carly, we look at Central Methodist and a lot of air was deflated from them over the summer,
Mhm.
just as far as NAI softball world. Obviously last year they were a very trendy pick to win. I don't want to say trendy, but very popular pick to win the World Series, especially once we got around this time last year. And I don't feel like it's that same buzz around Fayette. But I ask you, what if Haley Cotter just dominates in the postseason and this lineup goes manic?
And she might.
But
The lineup, we
absolutely.
know the lineup can.
Yeah, and like we've said, we have seen in now three straight World Series, the two that we've covered, and then the one that I covered with the Sun Conference. It was Cornelison with Oklahoma City, then it was Williams with Southern Oregon, and then it was Valdez with OLLU. If you have
Hmm.
an arm that can get you through a week of softball, and they're if you're questioning Central Methodist's lineup, I will simply laugh. If you question their coaching, I will simply laugh. Again, we talked about it in the last episode, but now 1,000 win coach. Congratulations, Coach Pat Reardon. It's absolutely a team I would be worried about when it comes to postseason play. I still think they're going to take some losses in Heart of America play that maybe they wouldn't have in years past, but I still think when it gets tournament time, if Cotter's good to go, if they can get some production from their other pitchers, it's going to be a very, very scary team to face and beat. I'll tell you another team that could be scary to play when it comes opening round time, and a team that I think could be I think it's fair game to say could be the favorite to win the AAC this year. We're certainly right up there with Johnson. Again, I'm still rocking with the Johnson Royals, but Tennessee Wesleyan, Carly, they pick
Hmm.
up a huge non-conference win. Uh, uh, I'm pretty sure you picked Bailey Phillips to be the player of the year in that
Sure
conference,
did.
correct? Sure did.
Sure
Well, she
did.
helped some beat Georgia Gwinnett, a 2-run home run in the first inning, and that would be all Isabella Jenkins would need against the Grizzlies. She goes a distance, 4 strikeouts, one earned a run, and it's a good thing she held her to that because after that 2-run shot, or shortly after the 2-run shot, Jarvis came in 5 2/3, 14 Ks, no hits, no walks. um,
So,
but yeah, no, but Tennessee Wesleyan, what a win for them, and they need it. They need that win for a couple of reasons. The main one being they're not going to have any top 25 wins in the AAC this year. I mean, that's just kind of is what it is. Unless Johnson gets in there, unless Tennessee Wesleyan, who certainly we'll find
can
out.
make the case.
Yeah, we'll find out here in less than 30, about as we're recording about 36 hours, as y'all are all listening, probably about 24 hours when the new coaches poll comes out. I'd be really interested to see where Tennessee, Wesleyan, and Johnson are at. Johnson being undefeated in that conference. Just interested to see how all that shakes out. I tell you who else I'm interested to see where they're at. Not so much, at this point, how and from here on, and I meant to say this earlier, we're referring teams to the NAISB media / Massey poll when it comes to where they're at rankings wise. That's how we're going to view things because we like it better. Like, I mean, we just like it better. I mean, obviously, we're part of the vote on it, but we're not the only ones that think that way. I'm not going to name names, obviously, or anything, but in talking with the general public of NAI softball over the last two or week or so, they like it too. But Carly, again, this week on is when we can start taking coaches poll a little bit more seriously because they've got 2 more weeks under the belt. I think it's going to get cleaned up. I think Eastern Oregon They should be top 10. We'll see if they're top 10. We're not going to worry about that. We'll worry about arguing and yelling about that Wednesday, maybe. But anyways, let's talk about it. So why should Eastern Oregon move up from number 14 while are now? Well, Carly, they just won three hard fought ones against a team that I think should start receiving some votes and getting some respect from Raiders, and that is British Columbia. British Columbia's got one of the best 1-2 duos in the circle with
Yeah.
Carly Murray and Shay Seaver. I mean, Carly, would you push them to top five, or would you say they're about a top 10 duo in the circle?
Mm, I'd give them top five.
Really? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going. I would probably have them that 6 through 10, but then again, if I start really comparing one and two, it's tough. And again, we just talked about in the stats, Carly Murray's name is littered all over this top
Yeah.
10 stats leaders. But Carly, talked to us because it was Eastern Oregon taking three from the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, they did take three, but British Columbia put up three really hard fought games. Game one, 2-0, scoreless until the fifth. Emily Berry would double to bring home two. She finished the day 1 for 3 with two RBIs. And then Madison Olson, a double of her own. Kylie Parsons in the circle, pretty much untouchable, giving up 2 hits, no walks, and striking out seven.
That'll work.
What's up?
I said that'll work. My bad.
Yeah, no, that'll play. Game two, we get to see a little bit of extras. Eastern Oregon would take it 5-3. They jumped ahead in the bottom of the fifth 2-0. Thunderbirds would score two of their own in the top of the sixth behind a pair of RBI singles from Shay Seaver and Keona Nordquist. Top of the eighth, British Columbia would take a 1-run lead with a Kennedy Ainge single. And then Kelly Monaghan would call ball game with a walk it off, or she would walk it off in the bottom half for the Mountaineers with a 3-run shot. She finished the day 2 for 3 with a run and a home run and three RBIs. Hannah Tyree home run her own and a couple RBIs. And then Taylor Brewer in the circle would get the win. She goes 3 innings, 3 hits, only one earned run, and striking out four. And then moving on to Saturday, we did only get to see one. Weather played a part, so we didn't get to see that fourth game. But game three, 4-0, again scoreless until the fifth. British Columbia really pushing them till late in the game, but Eastern Oregon would take the game. They score one in the fifth and three in the sixth to come out on top. Emily Berry again 1 for 2 with a run and a home run with three RBIs. Alexis Blankenship a shot of her own, and then Kylie Parsons again in the circle, 6 innings, 3 hits, again no walks and striking out eight.
Yeah, would have loved to have seen that fourth game with them, obviously, but they get three more conference wins. We'll see if it's going to ultimately come down how do Raiders view British Columbia as far as what happens with Eastern Oregon and Raiders and all their rationale. I do know in the Massey rating they moved up into the top 10, so we'll see. I think actually Massey moved them up to 8, which is where us and Massey and aggregate had them at last week. Anyways, moving on, it was a tale of 2 days in the MACU Oklahoma City games, which by the way, I guess I'm happy that obviously I'm happy these games got in. A lot of games got in. I know when Taylor and Connor were sending us videos of what was going on and down in the southern middle America part of the United States, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. Glad everybody or hope everybody's safe. Looked then like it was too bad, but certainly some scary winds and dust storms and everything there. But anyways, in the first two games of the series, it went really well for Oklahoma City. They would take game one, 3-0 in the top of the second. Annalise Rayburn homered. Tiffany Paul and Kendall Miller would add on sacrifice flies for the 3 runs, and that would be more than enough for Emerson Heron, who takes care of business against MacU as they win that one 3-0. In game two, they take it 7-3. It was a couple different pitchers for Oklahoma City. Bree Brinley Alsip and Morgansby. There we go. All right, Morgansby, Sotalski combined for 7 innings there. apologies. I had my notes wrong on this one, so I had to call a little bit of an
Yeah, I
audible.
was looking, I was like, what is going on? He's
Yeah,
off
no,
script.
yeah, I'm off script. No, just put the wrong stuff there. So just call an audible, quick audible. We're good. Annalise Rayburn and Tara Horner would add on RBIs. Ileana Ashford goes 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored for Oklahoma City, a dominant 7-2 win for them. However, the next day, with Mackey and um, uh, Oklahoma City, the Evangels would even the series, taking both games in that double header. Mackenzie Thurman singled in the fourth to give them a 5-3 lead, and then Emily Campbell would have a 2 RBI triple. Campbell had 3 RBIs on the day, reached twice getting hit. Mackenzie Thurman 1 for 3, pair of RBIs and a stolen base. Kisbell Vizcaya 2 for 3, 2 runs. Stormy Haynes goes 2 for 3. Isabella Ray, phenomenal job from the number 2 arm behind Wolf, who is having an unreal year. But Ray, complete game, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Hard to keep lineup like Oklahoma City to 3 runs. But then it's Cheyenne Wolf, who is having an unreal year. Another one we saw at the top of a lot of the stats, but Wolf, complete game, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, only 1 walk. Really good stuff from her. Emily Campbell, again, a double, an RBI. Madison Chavez as an RBI as well. Great stuff for Mac U. And as you know what, I kind of lied earlier. I think I might know what the now that I think about it, I think I know what Marsh's matchup might be. It might be a little Oklahoma City USAO. That could certainly be up there for Marsh's matchup when we start looking at our weekend preview. But for Oklahoma City, look, 2 tough losses, and now you can't really play because Mac U. It'd be crazy, but it's showing a definite possibility. Mac U
It
could
is.
end up being the 2 seed in that conference tournament, and we'll see how things shake out tournament time. But it's now Oklahoma City who's got to get up and respond a little bit quicker because they've got science and arts coming up. Carly going to a team who did take care of business in their first Mid-South series. It was the Cumberland's Patriots. Frida Hardman, obviously, last year got them twice in the Mid-South tournament, but the Pats get them back in the start of Mid-South play in 2025.
Yeah, they take game one, 5-2. Carly Oliver, I mean, just having an insane year so far. 2 for 4 with a double and 3 RBIs. Leah Wilkins with a home run. And then Jessica Cord going 5 2/3 with 4 hits, 1 earned run, and 3 Ks. And then game two was all Pats, 8-0 in 5 innings. They had a big 5-run fourth inning, which propelled them on their way to their win. Carly Oliver again, 2 for 3 with a run, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. Leah Wilkins leaves the yard again with 2 RBIs, and then Bailey Turnbow, a home run of her own. Then we get to see Lindsay Shope go 4 1/3 with 4 hits, 0 earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. And I think if we were to have doubles in our stats leaders list that we put out today, I think Carly Oliver might be there at the top. Um, she's producing quite a bit of them, but she is in there with our extra base hits stats. I believe she's got 17.
Yes, something like that. 16, no, 17. She is up
Yeah,
there with the
tied
extra
for
base
five.
hits. I'll tell you another thing. I think if you would have told me, Carly, or let me phrase it like this as a question to you, if I would have told you in 2 months ago, so mid-January, that there would only be one Cumberland's Patriots on the offensive leaders and she would be fifth in extra base hits, what would you have said to me?
Um, Bull.
Fire? Yeah. No,
Bull.
bold. Yeah. I mean, bull or bold?
Bull.
Bull. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean,
keeping it clean.
yeah. No, I agree with you. I would have said the same thing. I would have said bull honky, Reagan. That's not true.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's how it is. But at the end of the day, not 3 nice wins for them. They take care um of business against Freed Hardman, and Lindsay Shope is shutting teams down. They're picking up offense as a team. I think they'll get going. I'm not too worried about them. That I think right now we keep making this joke with Cumberland as far as a panic button. That panic button's locked away safe and tight. They're
Yeah,
fine.
they
Um,
moved it to a different area.
yeah. Now, one team who may start kind of peeking at it a little bit may be the Marion Knights. Now, they get a phenomenal win against Spring Arbor, dominant fashion, 15-4. But then it would be Spring Arbor who had a pretty tough weekend. Got at Indiana Wesleyan and Marion. How you doing to start conference play? But they do in game 4 of their weekend, game 2 against Marion. Marion they pull off a great win. It would be Marion leading 3-1 entering the bottom of the 7th. Then they would get a couple of runners on. And then Emily Underwood living the dream down to winning run, bottom of the 7th, pinch hitter, takes the second pitch she sees and drives it over the left center field wall for a 3-run home run for a walk-off winner. Carly, walk-off home run's got to be the coolest thing in sports.
Oh, dude, it's electric.
Did you do it and how many times have you done it if you have?
Never in college. I think maybe once in summer ball, but
Hmm.
nothing too crazy.
None too crazy.
Yeah.
Summer ball. It's summer ball. It's fun.
Yeah. Would have been cooler if I did in college, but
100%.
beggars
So,
can't be choosers.
yeah, right. Well, all American here. So yeah, you hit some pretty cool home runs in your career. You did.
I did, yeah.
You did. But congratulations, Emily Underwood, Spring Arbor, great win for them. And then let's go, Carly. You said it was one of your favorite games to play when you were a college athlete at Midland. Morningside and Midland, they each get one from each other.
Yeah, game one looked a lot like how it always was playing the Mustangs. Morningside was really gritty. It was back and forth battle the whole game between the two. There's 5 lead changes throughout the contest, but Morningside would score one on the top of the 7th, and that would prove to be the difference. Paige Schuster was 3 for 4 with 2 runs, a home run, and 3 RBIs. Morgan Sakura, who I believe was the most recent GPAC Player of the Week, 2 for 3 with a run, a home run, and 2 RBIs. She also gets it done in the circle, had the complete game, giving up just 4 earned runs and striking out 3. Game two, Midland flips the script. They had an 8-run second inning that propelled them to their win. Chloe Wagner would end the game with a pinch hit walk-off home run in the 5th inning. And then Ariana Crafton, 2 for 3 with a run, a double, and 2 RBIs. Sophomore second baseman JC Reimers, 2 for 3 on the day with a home run and 4 RBIs. Maddie Riling, a perfect 3 for 3 with 2 runs. And then you mentioned her, I believe last week, Mackenzie
Yep.
Groniga, the freshman.
Yep.
Yep, freshman gets the start, complete game, 8 hits, only 1 earned run, and striking out 4.
Yeah, she's got a really good rice ball. It stood out to me, stood out to a couple of coaches down in Florida and Oklahoma. She's legit. She's legit. And I think we can drew some comparisons to her. Carly, I think there's a really easy comparison to make, and I'm gonna say decent chance Southern Oregon is in the World Series or maybe opening round you're at. When you see it, let me know if you see a little Annalise Jarvis and Ayla Davies. Already seeing it numbers wise. As a
Hmm.
freshman, it's not, only other freshman kind of seen put up numbers like that recently would have been like Kira Baker or Annalise when she
Yeah.
was at Bryan. Very similar to Annalise, tall, big rotation and everything gets on you pretty quick, good speed. Kind of that next level speed. I would say what she's relying on a little bit now. But if you do get a chance to see Southern Oregon, we'll definitely have to talk about her and comparing her to Jarvis because I mean, look, she's a freshman putting up these numbers. She's someone we'll probably be talking about a lot over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Um, Carly, one that stood out to me was Mobile. Now I know a ranked team taking 2 close ones from an unranked team isn't the craziest or most impressive thing in the world, but to me it was for a couple of reasons. One, I think this Faulkner team is very solid. I think they could definitely be in consideration for that third best team in the Southern states behind William Carey and Mobile. But also, Carly, how many times have we said the words Mobile and split in the same sentence this year? It seems like a pretty good bit. And they've
Yeah.
had one of the toughest schedules in NAIA softball. for sure in the preseason. But them getting 2 wins is certainly very encouraging, especially considering how they do it. In game one, they win at 10-7. They jump out in front 4-0, and then the Eagles would put up a 6 spot in the fourth inning. But then Mobile would get RBI singles, two of them from Carly Bowden, another from Caitlin Kempton to take the lead back before in the bottom of the seventh, Faulkner would tie it up again. It was deadlock in the eighth and ninth. Then in the 10th inning, Spisto, Lanham, and Sheffield would have RBI singles to give them that 10-7 lead. Avery Harrell throws 4 innings of 2 hit, 3 strikeout, no run ball out of the bullpen. Check out some of these stat lines. Carly Bowden 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Heather Knowles 4 for 6, 2 RBIs. Caitlin Kempton 5 for 6. Lucy Spisto 3 for 6, RBI, and a pair of stolen bases. In game two, to not let the pedal off the metal anymore. 5-4, back and forth, 5 lead changes through 4 innings, and then that would stop the scoring. For the Mobile side, it was because Caitlin Kempton came in for the Rams in relief, going 4 1/3, allowing 1 hit, no runs, no walks. Lucy Spisto again has a very solid day at the plate. The center fielder goes 2 for 3 with a pair of RBIs and a stolen base. And then ahead of her in the lineup, leading off, the shortstop Gracie Mitchell goes 2 for 3, 2 runs and an RBI. Carly, you love those kind of numbers from your 1 and 2 hitters with a little bit of pop in that Rams lineup behind them.
Yeah, that'll play.
Yeah, speaking of a little bit of pop and just a team that showed up a lot in our stat graphics, Evangel, they took care of business against Bethany in some KCAC action.
Yeah, scoring 24 runs in 2 games. Pretty big. Game one, 12-4. Kenan Mayfield, 2 for 4 with a triple, a double, a home run, or not a triple. 3 runs, a double, and a home run, and 3 RBIs. Naomi Perkins, 2 for 5 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs of her own. Cameron Casey and Danielle Cutbirth, they each record a couple RBIs themselves. And then Maddie Myrer in the circle, complete game, only allowing 3 earned runs and striking out 7. Game two looked very, very similar, 12-5. Naomi Perkins again with 2 runs and 2 RBIs, going 1 for 4 on the day. Carly Romines 3 for 5 with 2 runs, a double, and 3 RBIs. Big day for Riley Johannes, 2 for 4 with 2 runs, a double, a home run, and a couple RBIs. And then Maddie Bentley going 6 2/3, giving up just 4 hits, no earned runs, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout.
Yeah, that'll play. I mean, Bethany's a good team. They can swing it. But I mean, did it matter? Evangel just taking care of business there in a big KCAC matchup. Speaking of KCAC, Carly Friends would take 2 thrillers from Benedictine out of the heart of America on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. We talked about this, I believe, last episode, how it was kind of, you know, big for each team in their own way, and Friends just came out on top. Game one, 5-4. Benedictine with a couple costly errors that would prove to be the difference in that final score. But Elena Montoya with a triple and an RBI, Cadence Magana 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI, and then Kirsten White's 6 innings, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. Game two, we got to see some extra innings. It was 6-5. Ravens took the lead in the top of the seventh. Friends would find a way to score one and send it to extras. Ravens scored one in the eighth, but the Falcons find a way to bring in two behind an RBI double from Cadence Magana. She was 1 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Tamara Lazoya, 2 for 4 with a run, a home run, and 3 RBIs. And then Riley Wirtz, whose name we saw pop up in some of our stats leaders, she gave up just 6 hits, 4 earned runs, and struck out 11 in her complete game performance over Benedictine.
Yeah, that's all we got for the recap from the last couple of days. Carly, let's look at the Tuesday, Wednesday matchups. We are back to our normal schedule, so I know we're recording this late Monday night. We're posting it, or I'm posting it immediately after, just so we can still get it on technically Monday. I'm not going to apologize for it. It was my girl's birthday. Hey, it was
Yeah.
Sydney's birthday.
Yeah.
Sydney's birthday. Come on. Come here, cut us a little slack. That and I also had my NBA assignments up to my ears. That also played a factor. I am so ready to be done with that crap. You made a great decision not going back for your masters. Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Yep.
Go back for your masters if you want to. It's a great experience. But let's talk about some of these games on Tuesday and Wednesday because boy, we got some bangers. Oh, we got some bangers, Carly. Good Lord. Let's start it off with number three USAO taking on number eight Our Lady of the Lake. It starts in the circle. Sophie Williams, Ava Hernandez, Anna Colatero, JJ Anderson, four names littering the our stats graphics early on. Williams number eight with a point one or excuse me a 1.07 ERA. Hernandez and Latero for Olu are top 10 in wins. Latero's tied for ninth in strikeouts in the NAIA with 89 of them. I tell you, that's another surprise. Not seeing Sophie Williams' name in the top 10 for strikeouts is definitely something
Yeah.
that I think will probably fix itself as the
Mhm.
year goes on,
Yeah.
probably. She is fifth in whip with a .75, but Jaden Anderson, her sophomore teammate, with a .70 whip, walks and hits divided by innings pitched, for anybody wondering, by the way, on that one. But yeah, no, that's a phenomenal one. That one, doubleheader starting at 2 Central Time on Tuesday. But if you don't want to wait that long for a nice little top 25 matchup, Carly, we got number 10 LSUA taking on number 17 William Carey. Again, going to be some really solid pitching in that one. Hornsby and Needman for William Carey. We have Primrose in the circle, of course, for LSUA for at least one of those. We know about the LSUA lineup. Very dangerous. Fontenot, obviously leading the charge there for LSUA. Can't forget about Julia Quackernack, who is in the top five for home runs as well. She's got seven of those dingers on the year. Again, doubleheader starting at 11 and a little revenge perhaps for the Generals. Of course, William Carey uh, the took the first one those two played way early in the year, 7-4. And then Carly, things don't slow down on Wednesday. Got four more pretty good ones.
Yeah. Saint X taking on Madonna at 12 and 2 Eastern time. Um, oops. And then Olu and Macu, who we just saw pick up two really good wins against Oklahoma City,
Yep.
and Olu, who will be coming off two really tough games against USAO. We'll see how they fare in those two and how they maybe have to bounce back, maybe don't on Wednesday against a really good MacU team.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Mac U got a couple pitchers that could potentially slow down that Olu lineup. We'll see. Of course, leading the way, China Wolf, number three in ERA with a .64 for Mac U. So again, it'd be a great pitching matchup for Our Lady of the Lake going down to the Sooner State, facing some of the top pitching in NAI softball. And I'm excited for that Madonna St. Xavier matchup. They played earlier in the year and split. We get another look at them. Obviously, two teams we've talked a ton about this year. So excited for those. And look, that works out. Those work out well for me. I mean, Tuesday, Wednesday, kind of middle of the day, perfect time to catch a little softball. So good stuff. No interview for this one, Carly. Let's not tell them, but let's just say we got a big one. We got a big one
Yeah.
on Thursday. We got a big interview. Big interview. Huge interview. Y'all are gonna love it. Y'all are gonna love it, and you're gonna get I'll tease you with this. You're going to get to hear from a former Division One athlete why she prefers playing in NAI. I'll leave you with that. Everybody have a great week. We just gave you four phenomenal matchups to hold you over till we talk to you again on Thursday morning. Carly, you got anything else for the folks?
I do not tune in, like you said, to some really good games on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yep, gotcha. Of course, you can catch all of the Tuesday and Wednesday action on the NAIA softball scoreboard. Um, yeah, so look forward to talking to y'all on Thursday morning for the Heart series of the week, which will be its own
Mhm.
separate thing on the Heart YouTube channel. And then, of course, we'll be recapping those four matchups we just mentioned on Tuesday and Wednesday, and also some other things that may pop up Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we will be previewing all the games for Thursday through Sunday for our weekend preview, the big time interview that we're talking about, and most importantly, we'll find Marsh's pick to see if he
Mhm.
can make it 7-0. Okay, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Hey, March Madness, fill out those brackets, everybody.